And thank you all for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you are in this room, you are here to learn about inspiring stories in our To Succeed for Education and Employment program. My name's Amanda DeGruccio. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for the Mental Health Center of Denver, and I am moderating today. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to Heidi Eastman, who is our Director and VP for Rehabilitation Services. And she's going to introduce the rest of the people we have here today speaking. Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you, Amanda. If you could just share your screen with the slides and we will get started. I'm Heidi Eastman. I am the Vice President of Rehabilitation Services here at the Mental Health Center of Denver. And today we also have with us Tasha Foreman. She is the program manager of the To Succeed in Education program. And we also have Sean Taylor, who is the program manager of the To Succeed in Employment program. And we also have Juan Reed, who is a vocational trainee and a person that we serve, who has gone through a lot of the different services and programs that we have here at To Succeed, and he's going to share his success story after I do just a kind of a brief overview of psych rehab and the employment and education programs that we have. So psychiatric rehabilitation focuses on helping individuals develop skills and access resources needed to be successful and satisfied in the living, working, learning, and social environments of their choice. So psych rehab is really about helping people reach their goals, whatever they might be. Everyone that we serve does have a mental health diagnosis, but it's not our focus. We really try to focus on people's strengths. Sometimes we do have to help them stabilize symptoms, but that isn't our main focus at all. We are looking at what they want to do in their life. We all have the need for meaningful activity in our lives, and it's how we stay well, both mentally and physically. We have to have a reason to get up and take a shower and brush our teeth and go out there into the world. Not so much these days of going into the world, but maybe showing up on video like this. So yeah, if you could, Amanda, next slide, I'll get into deeper about some of our programs. So we have the To Succeed in Education program, and this is where we have education specialists who go out into the community and help people access higher education. They also may help people pursue their GED, and they're really out there in the community, on the college campuses, helping people navigate everything that goes along with going to college. And we also have class offerings here at To Succeed pre-COVID. We do have a few in-person classes going on. We've kind of eased back into some in-person stuff, but I'm going to let Tasha kind of talk about how COVID has changed what we had to do. But so the class offerings here at To Succeed, we have computer classes, we have a culinary training program, which you would have seen in the pre-recorded video of Candace and Drake, and how they kind of really had to reimagine how they were going to teach that culinary class. We have well-being classes, we have an art program, a music program, we have basic reading and math for people who really just need to brush up on those skills. And there's, as you heard me say in the video, over 75 classes online now that we are offering, and Tasha will get into that a little deeper a little bit later. And we also have our To Succeed in Employment program, where we have 14 employment specialists who go out into the community and help people find jobs. Whatever their job goal is, those employment specialists will go out and meet with employers and try to find a good match for people. They'll also help people write resumes, do some mock interviewing, and they can even go to the interview with the individual to help them through that process, or even show up to their first day and help them through the orientation. Getting a new job can be scary, and some people just kind of need that little extra coaching along the way to be successful. So those are our two programs that we are going to talk more about today. We do have two other services in our rehab department, and that's peer support. And we also have our adult resource center. And those, I believe, are going to be covered in some breakout sessions to come in the future. And so we're going to do like a series. So we're going to highlight those other services in those upcoming series. So now I'm going to throw it to Juan. So Juan recently shared a speech about his successes in one of our, we had a success celebration. And Juan's going to share just a little bit about his story and where he's at now and how the services here at To Succeed helped him on his journey. Juan, you are up.
Wonderful. Thank you, Heidi. What a wonderful introduction. And thank you to the Gifts of Hope 2020 Limitless. I feel very blessed and honored to be allowed to be a part of such a wonderful event this is. Like Heidi mentioned again, just to put it out there, there's 75 or so more classes and opportunities that you part in being part of To Succeed. And one of those classes for me was working with a class entitled Healing Through Hope. And as anybody could imagine, it could be gut-wrenching, to have to be able to actually public speak or to, write and things like that. And in this class, it offered a lot of those elements. And I was able to work together and create a speech. And that's what I like to share with you. And then also I'd like to talk to you a little bit after that about, my experience with the services of employment specialists working with To Succeed. So let me get started. Writing a success story. Friends, where do you want to start? In my mother's womb, I was destined for greatness, from infancy to adolescence to adulthood. When writing a success story, number one, you have to be already believe you are successful. Think about it. Number two, what are qualities of achievers? Number three, learn to set yourself up for success and do it proactively. So let's talk about it. In history, there are countless stories and examples of people who radiate victories. Furthermore, I strongly believe that success starts with a compelling belief system. I have a quote that I like to say, and it goes like this: what we believe to be true, we do just believe. All in all, there are qualities of triumphant, resilient, hardworking people. These traits, to name a few: goal setters, natural leaders, resilient, hard workers. Moreover, learning to set yourself up for success, you must be willing to do it proactively. What can we achieve from infinite possibilities of successful realism and achievement? Where do we go from here? Success is the ultimate goal. And how do we determine the stages of planning in motion? We must focus on its relevancy and take action. Also, we must listen, then pledge allegiance to qualitative belief of our perception of success, what it really is. In doing so, it allows us to become agents, in my mind, of change. In conclusion, I would like to leave you, friends, with this summary of points. Just let your mind lead you to successful thinking. Let it become a part of your daily inner being and belief system. Remember that this builds a better you. What we believe to be true, we do just believe. Remember to project in your mind qualities of what you think successful people learn to do it proactively with good cheer, because you never know how others might perceive it. So friends, thank you for listening to that. That's my speech there. And now I want to talk about a little bit about my experience of using the employment services. And it was a great opportunity for me. I actually completed as a vocational trainee. I got involved with the To Succeed program and put my resume out there and things like that. And I was able to get involved and do the front desk / administrative work. And it was what a opportunity, a blast it was. I did that for 11 months. And now I'm equating myself, I should say, with getting back into the employment specialist team and looking for new opportunities of employment. So the thing that I like most about the program that's really cool is they help you with not only like writing resumes, but they also prepare you for job readiness. Like for example, if you need like clothing, or if you need to go possibly, have mock interviewing sessions and stuff like that, just to know how to present yourself, to potential employers and whatnot. So they do that, but they don't just help you get the job, but they try to help make sure you secure and keep the job, which I think is good. A lot of programs are out there and they say they do that, but they don't really follow through as good as I think To Succeed has done a good job in doing that. So that's my thought and that's my story. And I'm gonna keep it that simple. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, Juan. That was great. And then also after Tasha and Sean share some things about education and employment, we're going to open it up for questions to the entire group, and everyone is welcome to ask any of us here on the panel questions. So Sean, I'm going to throw it over to you to talk about employment.
Okay. It's so great to be here today and hear about Juan's journey. I'm excited that he is starting his process with the employment team. COVID has been a challenging time in so many ways. We made a rapid change to the way we provide service and had a steep learning curve as an organization to document things differently. But what I'm most proud of is the way the employment specialists have been up to the challenge by going out of their way to support people in various ways. Some have helped with delivering food boxes, and some have joined forces with the education team to help teach classes. They were open to do whatever was needed. They have been there to listen, encourage, and support people's overall well-being. They continue to do their scope of work. They help people stay connected to their career goals, helped people work on different career skills, and reached out to employers to see how they were doing and what their needs are. When everything was shut down, March through August, we served 216 people and placed people in 51 jobs. That's incredible to have this happen in the middle of a pandemic. I'm so proud to work with such an amazing team, and it's wonderful to see people persevere. Next up is Tasha Foreman.
Hi, everyone. When the pandemic started, we didn't let it stop us from helping people continue to pursue their goals. Staff worked so hard to learn new ways of service delivery. Within 2 weeks of our building closing, we started offering our classes online, and currently, like you heard earlier, we have over 75 classes now going online. We even have a few classes now in person. People continue to pursue their education and wellness goals with To Succeed. People have graduated from college, and new students are going to college. People are participating in and graduating from the culinary training program, even getting their ServSafe certificates, and then pursuing work with the employment program. People are involved in artistic and musical endeavors, exploring passions and engaging in meaningful activities, not to mention health, nutrition, and wellness goals. Computer skills have been needed now more than ever, and people are learning how to engage with us through telehealth and build their technology skills. We've been providing computer assistance both remotely and meeting with people individually to help them with technology needed to access our rehab services, but also our clinical services. We've been creative in providing things like art kits and food kits and other classroom materials so that people can have hands-on materials to go along with all of our remote classes that we're doing now. People with transportation barriers are now engaged in classes that they previously weren't able to attend. A huge part of our program is helping people connect and be a part of a community. While people are isolated and many alone during this time, we've created a safe space for people to come together through classes and supportive groups, whether it's our morning coffee talks or Friday bingo or peer support groups. We're providing the support and connection needed for healthy, meaningful lives. Our services really are limitless, and we continue to adapt and be creative in how we meet the needs of the people that we serve here at To Succeed and at MHCD. Heidi?
Awesome. Thank you, Tasha. So we are going to open it up now to all of you for questions. Amanda, can you remind us how we ask a question?
No problem. And I'll go ahead and if anyone posts them in the chat, that's one way. If you open the chat, feel free to ask your question there. And I will direct it to Heidi and the team. Or if you are brave enough, go ahead and raise your hand and we welcome you to speak your question out loud. Either way works. Yeah, raised hands are in the chat box. Not seeing any quite yet, but I actually have a couple questions that I could get us started with. I'm interested to know, I've seen plenty of the To Succeed calendars go around, and there are always a wealth of classes offered in different opportunities. And I know you, Heidi, and Tasha have been around To Succeed for a long time now. What is one of your favorite classes that has ever been taught, I would say? What do you think?
I can share my favorite class and then I'll let Tasha share hers. I like Sassy Seat. And so it is an exercise class where you can do the exercises sitting down. And Meredith actually is the instructor and she's on the call today. And whenever I hear her voice getting ready to do Sassy Seat, if I am available and not doing anything else for a few minutes, I go out and I participate. And I tell you what, it is a good workout. And so I go to the gym every day. The first time I did Sassy Seat, I was super sore the next day. So, I mean, whatever Meredith does there, she gets people working out hard, even though you're sitting down. So, Tasha, how about you? What's your favorite class?
Yeah, I feel like this isn't really a fair question because with currently like 75 classes and all these amazing instructors, but let me share two really quick. One is like the classic class at To Succeed, and that is our life skills class that Kathy teaches. And gets a room full of people, and they have such engaging and meaningful conversations about different life skills topics each month. And I just think it's such an engaging and wonderful class, and she does a great job getting all these participants to join. And then I think recently, Juan kind of mentioned this, a couple of the counselors have started a Healing Through Hope class where people can learn to share their story and inspire other people. And I think that class is just now taking off, but I think it's going to be really meaningful, and I'm hoping a lot of people join in on that.
Amazing. Yeah, you guys, everything under the sun pretty much I've seen on your calendars over the years that I've been here. Let's see here. I'm going to check the chat real quick. There is a question coming from Lauren Anderson, and she has a question for Juan. What got you interested in writing and public speaking? And she says you are very good at it.
Thank you. That's a good question. Actually, To be honest with you, it kind of happened because of my mother. She was a chaplain in hospitals and stuff like that. And that's actually how we ended up moving here to the great state of Colorado. And she always was really big on, she's like, you know, you should get out more and do stuff with your music and stuff. So the music thing, you know, me playing the trumpet, being a national recording artist, and stuff like that. It just all kind of came together and worked out for me in my favor. So I just enjoy it. It's fun. What a blast.
Wonderful. For those of you just joining us, I think there's still people coming in and out of the breakout rooms right now. We are doing Q&A, and we welcome any questions that you have. Feel free to write them in the chat or raise your hand and we'll call on you. I have some more questions that I can ask in the meantime. Okay, so let's see here. I'm curious if you know, how many people does 2 Succeed support every year? Rough number.
Tasha, do you have a rough number for at least the education side? And I bet Sean has a rough number for the employment side.
Yeah, I haven't gotten numbers recently because of all the changes we've been going through, but we usually serve about 500 people.
And then Sean, how many in employment each year?
It's about the same, about 500.
So some of them might be duplicates, but some of them may not. So
No, that's
yeah, we
wonderful.
welcome people to come back when, you know, as often as they need to. So
Yeah, and giving 500 people individual attention, you know, sometimes I can hardly talk to my mother some days. So the amount of individual attention you guys give 500 people, that's a lot. So thank you for that.
I think you muted yourself, Amanda.
Yes, I did. I was just looking at the chat to see if we have any more incoming. It looks like things are winding down. So let's maybe have one last question, unless we get any more, go towards Juan. I'm interested to hear a little bit more about what you see for your future. You talked a lot about, you know, carrying success with us and that kind of, in the Hope for Healing class and your past experience. What are maybe some hopes and dreams for you for the future?
Okay, there we go. I was having trouble trying to transfer over to get it to unmute. Actually, some things that I'm working on right now in the works is I actually want to go back and complete my my undergraduate studies in international business, and then pursue possibly applying for graduate work in operational management and communications. I thought that would be kind of fun. So that's kind of what I'm aspiring to do next.
Great goals, Juan. Those are wonderful goals.
I think that's good. And from what I can tell on my end, I think that might be the last of our questions for this session. If Heidi, if you all just want to say a quick thank you, and then I'll do some housekeeping rules.
Sure, yes. Thank you everyone for joining, and please feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any further questions. We're always available to talk about what we do, and we love helping people, and thanks for coming today.
Awesome. Okay. And thank you all for joining us today. As Heidi said, both for our main program, if you were able to join that, as well as this breakout session. If you are interested, we still do have option to donate on the right-hand side of your screen. We appreciate all donations, whether it be to the 2 Succeed program or any other services of ours. It really helps check out our Wellbeing Live. We do have a Wellbeing Live series, and it covers very similar topics to this. So if you're interested in something like this, we encourage you to join us there at mhtd.org/wellbeing live. Today's event has been recorded, and it will be available at a later date if you're interested in sharing this content with others. And also make sure to sign up if you're interested in learning more about the Next Gifts of Hope event, which we're planning to happen in spring of 2021. There is a form on our webpage to fill out if you're interested in just wanting to get updates and learn more. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.